Yo, what up, guys? This is your boy here, Judah Yuki, giving you another Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 episode review for you guys. This is going to be episode 142. So the episode starts off with how it left off last time, where there was a conversation between Reiji, Himika, his mother, and Leo, and they were talking. And they kind of continued that scene there, which is interesting. I don't know why they didn't just do it in the previous episode, but they kind of added a little extra to the scene. And we were curious as to why Himika was so concerned about Reira, and apparently now she feels guilty about Reira because she remembers what she did to Reira, putting all those machines on him and turning him into like this soulless, mindless robot, and she claims that the reason why she did that was because she wanted revenge against Cavaleo, and that was her plan, was to use Reira to get revenge on him, but that didn't exactly work out, and now she feels guilty because of that. So that's why she's so concerned about Reira, and she wants Reira to smile again, and she, feels like this is, all her fault why this happened. And so, that's kind of nice. I kind of like that. Still a little bit random as to why all of a sudden she's so caring, but hey, we're all human. We all feel guilty sometimes. We all regret what we do. So why not? I guess so. So moving on from that, the duel is continuing, and Tsusakage left off by attacking Yuya. He's about to finish him off, and then I believe Yuya gets an action card to protect himself, something like that. He does do that. He protects himself and probably activates evade like he usually does. Then Sawatari activated this trap card to give Tsusekage's ninja monster some extra attack points or something like that. They didn't actually show the attack being increased. It did something, but yeah, it just adds the attack equal to the battle damage of one level 4 lower abyss monster to that monster. Yeah, it's a little weird the way it was worded, but whatever. So he was helping him out, and then Gongenzuka was helping Yuya out with the super heavy samurai monster, activating its effect to give Yuya's token some extra some defense points equal to Big Ben K's defense points, so that way he won't take as much damage. So in the end, Tsusakage ended up taking some battle damage anyway, even with Sawatari's help, because the defense was too high for his monster to get over. Yuya thanks Gongenzuka, and Gongenzuka pretty much states that don't think anything of it. I'm gonna be the one that defeats you in the end. I'm just protecting you in the meantime, but I'm gonna be the one that defeats you. And I kind of like that. They're best friends, and he wants to have the honor of defeating Yuya and this and that. So that's cool. Anyway, moving on. So now Yuya and Gongenzuka are working together, while Sawatari and Tsusakage are working together against them. So now it became more of a tag battle, even though it's still technically a battle royale, but it kind of became a tag battle in a sense. While he's dueling, Yuya's starting to regain more memories. He remembers stuff about the synchro dimension. I don't think they actually showed any scenes from the synchro dimension. They actually showed other scenes. Even though he mentioned that the synchro dimension, I don't think they actually showed anything from the synchro dimension. I think they just showed stuff from the XCs, like with Edo. They showed Edo Phoenix scenes, the Smile World card, stuff like that. And the Lancers going to the fusion dimension. Those are random memories that they showed. And then I think Sawatari was left wide open because his Abyss actor died, I believe. Yuya attacked him directly with Hip Hippo. And like I said, Yuya's still trying to remember some stuff, and he's trying to remember why exactly is it that he went to the Synchro Fusion and X's dimension. What was the reason? He doesn't remember. He's trying to remember, and we see this image of what we know as Yuzu, and she's kind of like walking as he's trying to remember her, but he doesn't remember her name or anything, and like the top of her is like shaded out, so he's trying to remember her, but he just can't. He doesn't know why, but we all know why. But yeah, moving on, then it's Sawatari's turn. He pendulum summons Big Star along with that other monster that got destroyed, and then Big Star's effect, he can add an Abyss script to his hand. He adds this new one that has a pretty cool effect. And then the pendulum effect of Funky Comedian, I believe it gives Big Star attack points by tributing an Abyss actor on the field. So he tributes the other one to give Big Star attack. He's now at 3600. And then basically during the battle phase, what that spell card does, Abyss script one, what it does is it flips the attack and defense of the monsters that an Abyss actor is attacking. So it flipped it, and that's how he was trying to, I think, get over Yuya's, I think, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, and it had like 800 defense. He attacked with Big Star, and then Yuya was gonna get an action card to he got an action card to protect himself again, or yeah, I believe so. Yeah. So anyway, let's move forward from that. Like I said, Yuya still, he does his catchphrase, ladies and gentlemen, and then he gets into the flashback. I believe. Oh wait, yes, he did. He did actually have flashbacks to Synchro Dimension of Jack Atlas and stuff. So there was flashbacks of that. Never mind. Cancel that out. But yeah, so he gets more memories of, like I said, Edo and Smile World, and going to the Fusion Dimension, Sora, and a bunch of other different random memories. That's why this episode is called Overflowing Memories, because he's just getting memories left and right out of nowhere, and it's just overflowing in his mind, and it's crazy. But yeah. Next, we have a scene with Yuzu's father, Shuzo, and he's trying to remember about what this fan means, but he can't really quite remember, so he's getting pissed off, and he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna put this fan in the storage room so he could watch Yuzu's duel and cheer him on. As soon as he touches the doorknob of that room, he instantly hears a voice, which is Yuzu's voice, and it's saying, oh, don't go into my room. Flashing back to, I guess all the times he just barged into her room and she just yelled at him. So then he's like, whose voice is this? He doesn't know. So he opens the door, and then we cut back to the duel. Sawatari is going off on Yuya, and he's pretty much gonna try to finish him off. Oh yeah, he does do some battle damage, but he's not able to finish him off. But yeah, so it was pretty cool. Sawatari activated a lot of cool new cards in this duel, so I was pretty satisfied with that. I was really happy with that there was new cards in this duel, even though arguably, it wasn't like a new duel, like an important duel, but it kind of is in a sense. But anyway, moving on, we have Gogenzika's turn. He Pendulum summons. He summons Big Ben K with this other super heavy samurai. He equips Soul Horn to Big Ben K, I believe, and then Yuya's trying to do his entertainment thing. He's saying, oh look, this is my partner Gogenzika, let's see what he can do. And then we see Shuzo trying to take the mic from the announcer, and he says Yuzu's name out loud, and he's like, Yuzu's gone, and this and that. And then we go back to the scene where he opened the door, and we see that that's not a storage room, it's actually Yuzu's room, and he completely forgot about it. And now he's seeing everything, and it came back to him, so now he's reminding Yuya and everybody on the stage that Yuzu's not here. And then everybody in the audience, Yuya, Gogenzika, Sawatari, Yuya's mother, everybody is starting to remember Yuzu, and they're like, oh yeah, I remember Yuzu, she's not here. How could we have forgotten that? Like, I don't get it. So it was kind of interesting seeing everybody. And then Yuya, he's now getting all these flashes and memories of Yuzu coming back and forth in his head of all the times she got kidnapped by Academia, and he has to go chasing after her, and he's like, oh yes, now I remember the reason why I went over there to all those dimensions was to find Yuzu, because she kept getting kidnapped. So yeah, that's pretty funny. But I mean, he didn't say that, but that's pretty much what did happen. But yeah, so Yuya's just kind of really distracted right now. All the memories are coming to his head, and he's not focused on the duel or anything at all. So Gogenzika notices this, and he's like, oh no, he's very distracted. So he decides he's gonna finish off the duel himself. So he attacks Sawatari twice, finishes him off, and then he attacks Tsusekage and he finishes him off. So he defeated them both in one turn in one battle phase. So that was pretty tough. I really like that. Really strong deck. His deck is really strong. Underrated character, but he's a really strong duelist, a really strong deck. Anyway, like I said, moving forward, Sawatari lost, Tsusekage lost, and then whatever. Yuya's getting more memories. He's starting to remember the times where he went berserk. And then, Yuzu crying out to him. Yeah, the times Yuzu cried out to him and said, oh, I want Yuya back, and I want you to smile again and show everybody smiles and this and that, and, her tears and whatnot. And then we get more scenes where Yuya's turning into Zark, and he uses Astral Magician, he combines it, he becomes Zark, and then Yuya falls to the ground on his knees, and he's like, I'm Zark, and he remembers, and you know we see this silhouette of Zark behind him and him on the floor like overwhelmed because he just remembered that he's a monster and he doesn't have Yuzu, and so it's like kind of his fault in a sense. But yeah, so that's the end of the review for you guys. I didn't go exactly with all the play-by-play, but you know, I mean, I pretty much explained what happened without really getting into all the effects. A couple of new cards, but I mentioned all the main stuff. So yeah, that's the review. A lot of memories came back pretty quick in this episode, but I kind of like the way it was done. It was pretty nice. Some scenes did seem kind of random, but hey, memories come back to you at random times. So yeah, it was pretty good. I was really happy with this episode just because like I got to see a bunch of new cards for all the characters, and I thought at this point, other than Yuya, we wouldn't get to see any new cards. So I was really happy to see Gogenzika and Solitari and even Tsuchikage getting new cards in this duel in general, and I was just so happy about that because, you know, I gotta create these decks one day. The more cards, still right now, Solitari and Gogenzika don't have, I think, a full 40 cards, so the more the merrier at this point. The more you can give me, the better. But yeah, we'll see what happens. There's still gonna be, next episode is gonna be Gogenzika versus Yuya. They're the last two left, and they're gonna fight each other. And we see in the preview that there's a bunch of stuff going on with Reira, and they're catching Yuya up, selling that Reira can't smile and this and that. And I think the next episode is called The Awakening of Supreme King Zark, or something about Zark or the Supreme King. And so yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff going down, but that's the review for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode review. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything. Gotcha!